You ask for an easy zipper bag sewing tutorial? I got you. Let's go make it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to piece my zipper bag together. You don't have to. You do not have to. You can use 2 pieces of fabric, okay? So let's start there. I'm going to sew this pretty red stripe to this pretty pink holly for both sides of my zipper bag. I'm just sewing it with a straight stitch and a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to get that 1/4 inch seam by following the edge of my fabric with the edge of my presser foot. Do not look at your needle. Look at your presser foot and your fabric. Stitch and back stitch when you begin and when you end. Thank you, Missouri Star Quilt Company, for sending us these beautiful fabrics. This is Once Upon a Christmas by Moda, and these are fat quarters, so all of these projects are fat quarter friendly. I'm going to go iron these. You go iron yours. I'll be right back. I've ironed mine, and I'm back. Now I'm going to top stitch down both of these pieces, and that's just going to make our bag lay flat and pretty. I'm just top stitching with a straight stitch, and I'm back stitching at the beginning and at the end. You only need to top stitch if you're piecing it together. If you're using one solid piece, you can skip this step. So what I've done is I went and I ironed my seam down. Do you see that? And then when I came back, I top stitched on top of that seam so that it doesn't start poking up or my fabric doesn't start to curl in. It'll lay flat and pretty. It looks really nice. The next thing I'm going to do is I have 2 pieces of fabric that are 1 inch by 4 inch. I'm just gonna put them end to end, and I'm gonna sew the shortest end. Now we have a bunch of pieces. Let's talk about what they are. We have 2 pieces for the inside. They're 9 inches wide by 6.5. We have 2 pieces for the outside. They are 9 inches wide by 6.5. We have these 2 snazzy things we just made. We're going to turn those right side out. And then we have a zipper. Now, our zipper is 7 inches, so we cut our fabric 9 inches. You can use any length of zipper and any length of fabric, but you want your zipper to be 2 inches shorter than your fabric. So our zipper is 7 inches, so our fabric is 9 inches. Open our zipper up, pull it out of the pack. And this, unzip your zipper about halfway or some, so you have a little bit of control over the end of it. These are going to be the ends of your zipper. So you're gonna fold those, put your center seam in the middle, and you're gonna fold it over and iron it. I'm gonna go iron mine, you go iron yours, and I'll be right back. I'm back. Here are our zipper tabs. Now, we're going to take our zipper, put it in the middle of that zipper tab. Do you see that? Just like that. And I'm going to sew right here, close to that edge, just like this. Now we have our zipper tabs. Okay, here's the fun part. Zippers are not hard.
You're just going to sew directly over the plastic part of the zipper.
Are difficult. First thing we're going to do is change our presser foot to a zipper foot. Every machine I have works generally the same way. I'm not saying that there aren't some that are different, but this is generally how you change a presser foot. So do you see this lever back here? I'm going to pull it towards me with my finger, and this foot's going to fall off. Easy peasy. Now, this little box in the front has your feet in it. Here's my zipper foot. This is what your zipper foot should look like, or something very, very similar. I'm going to take my zipper foot and I'm going to attach it underneath here by pulling this lever and hooking it right there. So I'm going to pull the lever in towards me, and that's going to open the little hook up, and I'm going to put the zipper foot in. Now it's there. Easy peasy. Make sure that your zipper pull is laying on the pretty side of your fabric. We're going to put the zipper pull onto our fabric, face down, just like lining up the edge of our zipper with the edge of our fabric. Then, pretty side to pretty side, we're going to take the pretty side of our lining, and maybe yours doesn't have a pretty side. Maybe it's just a solid piece of fabric, and that's fine. But if it has a pretty side, you're going to put your pretty side face down. So now we've created a zipper sandwich. We have pretty side of our lining, we have our zipper, and we have pretty side of our front. We're going to sew this down. If you're a pinner or a clipper, this is where you would pin or clip. Y'all know me, not doing it. Don't yell at me for it. When we put it underneath our sewing machine, our zipper foot is going to let us sew really close to the edge of the zipper. So that's what we're doing.
Slow and steady when you're sewing your zipper on, especially for the first time.
Pretty side and our snazzy zipper. And then we have the lining of our bag. Now we're gonna come back right here and we're gonna top stitch this down. That's so that your fabric doesn't roll up and get stuck in your zipper. I probably should put my other foot back on to top stitch this. I'm not going to. If you want to, I want you to.
If this were not a tutorial, I would have done both sides of my zipper and then the top stitch.
Now this is what we have. Y'all see how pretty that is? Now we're gonna lay it down and we're gonna do the other side of our zipper. We're going to take the other side of our bag. This is the outside of the bag. This is the outside of one side. This is the outside of the other. And we're gonna put it pretty side to pretty side. We're gonna lay it face down and do the same thing. We're line it up with the edge of our zipper. We're gonna turn it over and we're gonna find the pretty side of the lining of our bag. Face down, pretty side to pretty side. So now we have the same thing on the other side. We have pretty side to pretty side, zipper, lining pretty side to pretty side. Now we're going to sew this side of our zipper the same way we did the first side.
After I've sewn this side of the bag to the zipper, then I'm changing my presser foot back to a regular foot.
We have lining, pretty side up, zipper in the middle. This is the back of our zipper. Front side of our bag, pretty side up. This is the front of our zipper with our zipper pull. Now we're going to go and top stitch this with a straight stitch just like we did this side.
Don't forget to back stitch every time on the zipper, on the top stitch, and when you sew your bag together.
Now all we have left to do is sew our bag together. Before we sew it together, this is very important, or you will sew it together and then you won't be able to turn it. Unzip your zipper halfway, at least halfway. You want it to be a hole. Then you're gonna put pretty side to pretty side of your front fabric and pretty side of your back fabric. Now your zipper tab's in the middle. I'm gonna fold mine in. You see that? I'm folding them up so that they make an upside down U into the front fabric. I'm going to do that on both sides. I'm gonna take a pen. I probably would use a Sharpie, except I don't have one handy. And I'm gonna draw 2 marks. I'm gonna start at this mark and I'm gonna sew all the way around and I'm gonna stop when I get to that mark. I'm just sewing this with a straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, following the edge of my presser foot with the edge of my fabric. I'm gonna stitch and back stitch when I start and when I stop.
And don't forget, when you make this, to email me a photo to hometownquiltcompany@gmail.com. I want to see, and so does everybody else. Show and tell is our favorite. My sewing students in my classes talk about the things that y'all are making.
I started sewing here, so I sewed all the way around, and when I got to here, I knew it was time for me to stop. Now I'm going to put my fingers inside my project and I'm going to push it out. So you're going to go through the zipper that you left halfway open. If you had not left it open, you wouldn't be able to get to this side of the bag. So push it out and then push out your corners so it looks nice and pretty. We're going to close our hole up and then we're going to see what we made. Pull it flat, make sure you fold it in so it's nice and pretty, and you're just going to stitch across the open hole. I know the reveal is y'all's favorite. Dun, dun, dun! Look what you just made in literally like 15 minutes. I know it's a few steps, but as soon as you figure out how it goes together and you understand that, super easy. I remember the first zipper that I ever did. I was so proud of myself because I thought they were so hard, very intimidating, but easy peasy. My name is Tammy. I'm your favorite sewing teacher, and I would love for you to come sew with me.